Yes, I'm finally on. I did it right. My camera was locked in the opposite direction, so it wouldn't let me record landscape. I am sorry. That's how long it's been since I've been on YouTube. But okay, you guys, Palm Springs Cindy is back. I have missed you guys. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the emails I have received, for all the comments I have received about where am I, how am I, because the last video that I uploaded was when my friend Nicole was killed. I've got my notes ready, all the things I want to talk about, the girly stuff I want to share. And so first of all, thank you everyone for your cares, your concern, your prayers, your thoughts for not just me, but primarily for my hairdresser, Nicole, for her daughter, for her family, for her son. And I really thank all of you. Mwah, a big kiss, as Carol says, a big mwah for everybody that has contacted me. Okay, one of the reasons I have not been on YouTube, and I've got to get over it, is because I feel like I need to be all glamorized, my makeup on, my hair done, looking, the best I can. And if I'm not all groomed, that I can't get on YouTube. I'm not going to turn my camera on, but I've got to get over that. So I'm here. I am not fixed. I am basically, okay, Mom, I'm not going to play with my hair. I promise. I am, I don't care. It's between you. It's between me. We're just girls sitting here chit-chatting. And my coffee is still warm. So I'm going to be drinking my coffee. It's late. It's like after 12 o'clock here in California. And I woke up early, then I must have fallen back to sleep. Then I woke up again. It was like 11, not 11, but practically 11 o'clock. But I didn't go to sleep last night till about 2 in the morning. I just couldn't sleep. So anyway, I guess I made up for it this morning. And I'm going to tell you now that New Year's is over and all the hoopla has hooplaed away. I have these poinsettias behind me because what do we do with our poinsettias now that Christmas is over? First of all, of course, I save them and I water them and I keep them alive as long as I can. But in a way, it's this constant little memory of that Christmas is over. And then I go into this whole I'm sad, I can't believe another year is come and gone. And every time I walk by my poinsettias, I like give them a little look, like, yeah, Christmas is over, I can't believe it. And I guess I'll put my adornments away. And wrapping everything back up, putting everything back up in the attic. It's just sort of a little grieving process. And so are we happy that we have poinsettias? And what about the candles? Now I love my candles, and I don't usually have candles burning unless it's cold outside, and especially for like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Because Easter, it's hot. And I have enjoyed this one candle. It's been it was like this brand, but it was a bigger one. But I like these smaller candles because the glass gets grungy. It gets all smoky looking, and then I don't like that. But these little candles don't last forever. So I like to keep them around the house for Christmas. But once again, now see this candle, Christmas is over, and it's probably close to 80 degrees outside today, you guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Blue skies, everything's pristine because it's been raining and it's been chilly, but it's warm outside today. So, okay, what do we do with all these poinsettias other than continue to love them, continue to go through our memories from Christmas a week or so ago? And speaking of Christmas, my family got together at my sister's house this year, and my sister and her daughter-in-law made 99 tamales. And my housekeeper, Maria, made refried beans and Mexican rice for 25. Beans for 25, rice for 25. In addition to that, she made these marinated onions, red onions all sliced up with cucumbers. And let's see what else. Oh, and then I brought the beans and the rice and the onions. My sister had the tamales. And then my brothers, my mother, whoever else brought guacamole, salsa, guacamole salsa, shredded lettuce. And so somebody else brought the margaritas. So anyway, we had a very Mexican Christmas because tamales are a traditional Christmas dish, I believe. But we didn't do the ham or turkey thing. We did the tamale thing. They were so good. Plus, the next morning, we could make huevos rancheros. We could, reheat those tamales. They were easy to send home with people. So anyway, it was a wonderful Christmas. After dinner, we played games, and we got into teams, and it was it was like, the act out thing. I forget what it's called. You have to act out, movie title or whatever. And so we were like crazy people, screaming the answers out and not following the rules, because one team, the opposing team, would scream the answer out for this team because we were so excited we knew the answer. Anyway, it was a hoot and a half, and we loved it, and it was totally fun. Then I went, because my sister had a house full, I took my mother home, which is only like 3 miles away from my sister's house. And then I spent the night with my mother. And it was just wonderful because I spent that night, and then the next morning, I don't think we got out of our jammies. That whole next day, my mother and I sat and chit-chatted the whole day. And what a blessing that was, because we just had a great mother-daughter conversation. We talked about her friends, we talked about my friends, we talked about her life, we talked about my life, we talked about her kids, we talked about my daughter. So anyway, it was just it was such a wonderful, wonderful day. Then I spent another night, I think we spent 2 nights there, and we drove to December 27th, I'll say. We drove to Newport Beach because my niece, Casey, which I have done videos with Casey before. Casey just had a baby. So we drove down to the beach and we got to see the baby. You guys, I thought I was gonna faint. When I walked in, she had the baby wrapped it, all swaddled. The baby was about 3 weeks old, I think. Maybe just under, I'm not sure. Well, I forgot how tiny a newborn baby is. She was 7 pounds because, she had lost a little bit of weight, then was back at her birth weight. She was 7 pounds. She was all bundled up in these sweet little soft jammies. And I took a sweet soft jammy thing for her. And then I ended up leaving it in my car. I'm so mad. I'm going to have to mail it to her. Anyway, the baby was, those newborn babies, that newborn does not last that long. And unless you're around a newborn baby, you forget their little grunts and their little tongues and their little hands that curl up and their little legs that are still in tight fetal position. And this baby has has a real nice little hair, has hairline and hair. You know, it's not wild and crazy like just here or just there. It's a nice even hair. So she just looked like a little angel. She's adorable. Well, what baby isn't adorable? And I always think with the newborn, you know, they're just fresh from heaven. They are fresh into the world, and what it must be like coming out of the womb and into the air and into the noise of the hospital room and the excitement and feeling the emotion in the air and the lights on them, and they wipe them off and they get, anyway, it just, I want a softer birth for the babies. And I know many mothers choose, you know, bath, they birth in the bath and all that, but it blows my mind to see a newborn baby, and it just is such a great memory and about how wonderful life is and the miracle of life. Okay, so that was a great part of where have I been? I've been visiting my family. I've been visiting my new little niece. And I don't know what she would be called, but my step niece, I guess. Plus, at my church over Christmas, you know, I'm involved with ladies ministry. So we had our wonderful ladies Christmas dinner. It's something we all look forward to, and it's obviously only for ladies. And we had it catered. It cost $15 a lady. We had it catered by a really great restaurant in town called Michael's. His restaurant is in Cathedral City on Highway 111. I believe it's Michael's Cafe, but he does all organic. He grows his own, I'm pretty sure he grows his own veggies and garden stuff. It's turning out to be a really popular restaurant. I mean, you would drive right past it if you weren't looking for it. And it's on Highway 111 in Cathedral Canyon, right in that area. There's a big Revival store there, and there used to be a dollar store, but they've since closed the dollar store. So if you live in town, go to Michael's Cafe. Tell them you saw it on Palm Springs Cindy video. So the dinner was wonderful. We had entertainment. The tables were decorated beautifully because we ask one lady to be a hostess for each table. And then that hostess is responsible for decorating the table, bringing a centerpiece, greeting the guests as they walk in, and keep the conversation flowing at their table. And in between the dinner and the dessert and the entertainment. So it's a lovely evening. All right, so I help with that big time, and that means setting up tables, setting up chairs, setting up meeting with the hostesses, having a hostess dinner ahead of time, yada yada yada. Then after the Friday night Christmas dinner, we had I volunteered to help at I volunteered to help at the volunteer luncheon. And so I did that, and it was lovely. We had white tablecloths, round tables, white tablecloths, silver, I'm going to say silver chargers, mirrors, and then a red poinsettia on top of the mirror. And it was very simple but elegant. It looked really pretty. And then we had that catered by, I think it was the chef from The Nest. And for those of you who live in the desert, Palm Springs area, you will be familiar with the restaurant called The Nest. It's quite popular. It's in Palm Desert-ish, maybe Indian Wells. And it's another little, you could drive right by it, but because it's so well known, you won't drive by it. And in fact, Nicole, my hairdresser, her salon used to be right next door to The Nest. And so anyway, the volunteer dinner was catered by The Nest, and we had omelets and waffles and beautiful pastries and things. It was really nice. Then I'm looking at my list. Let's see. I did nothing for New Year's Eve. I'm not a New Year's Eve person. I have been. But the older I get, I just don't want to be out in the crowds, and it's always so pricey. And right after Christmas, who needs it? I don't. Okay, look what I got. Do you guys recognize this? Summons to go to jury duty. Now that I'm not working, I don't mind going to jury duty, but when I was working, it was a pain in the neck because I had to provide for a substitute teacher, then I wouldn't get called, and then I'd have to scrap those plans, but the next day, wonder if I was gonna be called, and then if I wasn't, same old, same old. And only once in a while, only one time have I actually served as an alternate juror. So I never end up getting to be a juror. I would like to be a juror now that I'm retired because I would have the time to do it. All right, I have some makeup that I want to share with you guys. I need makeup. I need my YSL foundation, and man, can I tell the difference. First of all, let's talk primer. Trying to figure out which one of these are primers. Okay, number one, I'm totally embarrassed because I bought this, or maybe I got this. It's this Clinique Self Sun, and I remember using it, and I have like a dark spot on my face, I think over here, maybe one over here too. I don't know, I can't remember. But when I use this Self Sun Clinique, it picks up that dark spot and makes it darker. So after I used it and I realized, I think I probably used it for 2 days or something, and then I realized it was making that dark spot darker. I was like, ixnay the Clinique, because who wants that? Not me. So I put this aside, evidently. So then I bought new, so last night, I put it aside, like it goes in the back of my makeup drawer. But then it stays back there for so long, I forget why it's back there. Of course, I couldn't throw it away because it's like brand new. So then I used this yesterday, and it was hysterical. I used it, then I went out for a while, and I used the restroom in one of the places I was at. And I looked in the mirror, and my whole face looked like such a stupid fake tan, because it takes a while for this to, react. So anyway, this stuff is strong, and beware when you use it. I would mix that with some moisturizer, most likely. Okay, am I getting too dark? Is my lining getting too dark? Okay, I bought this primer, this Lumi Glotion, because at night, if I go out, I like to put this on. I like to put it on. I like to wear that primer at night. But I don't want, because once you put your foundation on over that, it does just give you a nice glow. And it's pretty for the evening. Then I bought this primer, my Milani Protect. I think that's what it is. Prime Protect. But you guys, this really burns my eyes. I couldn't figure out what I was using that was burning my eyes so badly, but it's this. So I like this because it mattifies. I thought it said mattify. I like this primer because it's very general. It's it's not a mattifying. It's an SPF 30. It's just a primer. But I do like the Milani brand. So I've been using this primer, but watch out because it burns your eyes. And because I'm out of my YSL foundation, which is like the best in the world, I bought this until I could get to Sephora. I've used this before. But you know what? Man, once I use that YSL, I can tell this is, because you know how you look in the mirror to touch up your makeup if you're in the car or wherever, and then you go, "Ooh, what's wrong with my face? Is it the lighting?" And then I realized, no, it's that I'm not using that terrific YSL foundation, so I've got to get some more of that. Then I've been using this, I'm embarrassed to show you because it's grungy. I've been using this new bronzer. I love it. I'm gonna marry it. I love it. It's Rimmel, it's by Rimmel from Walgreens. Then my girlfriend gave me this for my birthday. one of the gals I play bridge with, I got gifts from all of the gals, but I got this one. I just wanted to share it with you because I really like it. She got it at TJ Maxx. It's Revolution, Makeup Revolution London, Ultra Eyeshadows. It's, it's an off-brand. There's really no brand to it, but this is what I like about it. Look at, so if you want to stay in these tones, that's your row. If you want to stay in these tones, that's your row, and so on. But I like it because even though there are a ton of them, there's not a lot of product. So it's not like I'm stuck with one eyeshadow palette for 9 months until it's gone. And it does give me a variety, and I like the mirror, and I like that it's very flat. So when I went to my mom's or left for Christmas or whatever, it's easy to travel with because it just slides in your makeup bag or your suitcase, whatever. So I like this for those reasons. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if, I think that may be all I have to say today. I'm gonna get myself together, and then I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm gonna walk my dog. I've been watching Amazon Prime. I just finished a 4-season, 6 episodes per season maybe, series called Lark Rise to Candleford. Lark rise, like a lark bird rise. I think that's all one word. It's an English thing. And it takes place in like 1850, 1860-ish. And Lark Rise is the name of a little city or hamlet. And then to Candleford is the name of another little city or hamlet. One is more upper class, one is more farmer, rural people. But it's how these two little towns interact. It's kind of like a Little House on the Prairie type deal. It's the sweetest, dearest, family friendly, like Walt Disney. It's, you know how Michael Landon, Touched by an Angel, used to write his little series and movies, and they were so sweet and they were so humanistic, and they had little moral dilemmas, but it always turned out where they did the right thing. It's like that. It's just dear, but I loved their costumes. I loved the characters. I loved looking at the homes, and you'll fall in love with the characters. Lark Rise to Candleford. Watch it. It's so good. Another good one that I just watched is called Home Fires. It's also Amazon Prime. It's English. It's a period piece. It's about just before England goes to war, World War II. And it's about how this little village in the countryside of England, this darling little village, how they mentally come to the conclusion, like that's the theme that runs through. And then all these characters are different. But the theme is how they are all coming to grips with the fact that there is a war coming. What the heck are they going to do? Is it coming? Isn't it coming? Yes, it's coming. And then how the men begin to sign up and how the women say goodbye. But it's about women. And it's about how the women pull together in this little village that to strengthen their families, to strengthen their men, and what their part is as the war begins. It's excellent. Home Fires. That's all I got for you today, you guys. I love you all. Mwah. And it's just so good to be back. It's just so good to be back. I missed you. You're totally my friends. Here I am sitting in my kitchen talking into a camera, but I know I'm really talking to all of you. Yes, you. P.S. I love you. Mwah. And until our next conversation.